Hello and welcome to the Best Football Show. I'm Brian Baldinger. I'm here every day. It's the day before Thanksgiving. We'll get to these Thanksgiving Day games. But I want you to know that you can find this podcast, download it for free on your Odyssey app right here, wherever you get those. Like it, subscribe to it. We're trying to grow this audience. I've been in the film room all morning just studying these Thanksgiving Day games. You can find me on all the platforms at Baldy NFL. Just posted a lot of stuff about the Cowboys and the Dolphins. And so let's get to it. I mean, this is week 13. This officially is a 6-week stretch run to the postseason. There's playoff implications for all of these teams. Some of them have been eliminated, a lot of bad football in this league. Some of them are still alive. We'll get to that action. But we're going to kick off week 13 tomorrow for Thanksgiving. So let me just give you, everybody, a word of advice. If you still have to travel, okay, you still got to go to the airport and travel with your family, go see family, whatever it is, go early. I've been at the airport last night, flying to Florida. I've been at the airport this morning, picking up friends. I'm just telling you right now, it's a zoo. Give yourself all the extra time you can afford because America's travel is back, and it's not pretty and it's not fun. That being said, let's get to the early game tomorrow, Detroit and Chicago. In Detroit, let's face it, this is a tradition, and I don't remember. And all of you football nerds out there and stat people out there, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't never remember the Detroit Lions playing a Thanksgiving Day game on a 9-game win streak and the team to beat in the NFC. I never remember. I played as a member of the Cowboys in Detroit on Thanksgiving one year. It was not – I think we were at whatever it was before Ford Field, but the Superdome, whatever it was back then. I never remember a team like this. This is a very good football team. I said something yesterday, Alex Anzalone's out with a broken arm. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Here comes Malcolm Rodriguez in last week, leads the team in tackles. They have depth, all right? They've got great players and they've got great depth. And Detroit is the team to beat. Now, Chicago's making it difficult. I don't know. They've lost every game since they went to Washington, whatever that is. And instead of a 5-game losing streak now, this is a 6-game losing streak. Whatever that Hail Mary pass was, where they lost that game, they haven't won since. And you could just point to Chicago's issues. 2 back-to-back weeks of blocked field goals. Green Bay blocks one, to win the game 2 weeks ago, they come over the left side. Last week, Minnesota blocks one, they come over the right side. They find ways to lose. But I'll say this. Since Thomas Brown has taken over for Shane Waldron as offensive coordinator, the Bears' offense has looked better. Nothing more than looking at the wide receiver, DJ Moore. He's been targeted 14 times in the last 2 weeks. He's got 14 catches. He's 14 for 14. You look at Caleb Williams. Last week in the loss to Minnesota, it might have been his best game he's ever played. He played great. And the offensive line is average, but he got the ball to his receivers. He stayed in the pocket. He made good throws. When he had to leave the pocket and extend, he did. The big throw down the sideline to DeAndre Swift was awesome. It was a very entertaining game. I have a feeling that Chicago can make it entertaining. Defensively, they have problems with the pass rush. Jalen Johnson wants to match up against the best receiver on the opposing teams. Last week, 2 weeks ago, it was against Christian Watson. He fell down on a big play in the game, and Watson goes 63 yards. Last week, whether it was Jordan Addison or Justin Jefferson, he had problems, and he's a good corner. But when they go man coverage because they got a blitz or they want to change up, he struggled with man coverage. And so does he go on Amon-Ra St. Brown tomorrow against Detroit? It's just a matchup to look for. He struggled. He's a good corner. They paid him a lot of money to be quarterback number 1. He hasn't held up. And it's tough. It's tough against these guys. The rules are all made for the offense. So he's struggled in that department. We'll see what it is tomorrow. But Detroit's offense is just humming. The offensive line is great. They're healthy. Ragnow at center, Penei Sewell, Zeitler, Taylor Decker. They're very, very good. And now Sam Laporte is coming on. There was really, you can't find a weakness. Even when Detroit won in Houston and you looked at the stat page and Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, they found a way to win. Well, one of the interceptions was a Hail Mary pass at the end of the half. One of his interceptions got tipped in the line of scrimmage. Defensive lineman made a great play. One of the interceptions was made on a hit screen on the outside. The ball got tipped. I mean, it's not like he was just throwing bad passes, into coverage. Okay. Detroit, I think, you can pretty much say that, this is going to be a tough. Chicago, this is it for them for the playoffs. Like, they have to find a way. And look, all these teams that are struggling, trying to find a win, if you beat a great team on the road in Detroit, you're on your way home, short flight home to O'Hare, and you're saying we can beat anybody. And that's true. So tomorrow is the Chicago Bears season. But I do think Thomas Brown's made a difference at offense coordinator. They played a lot better the last 2 weeks, and Caleb's looked a lot better. So something to look for tomorrow. All right, let's go to to Dallas hosting the New York Giants. I played in 6 of these games for the Cowboys. It's a big game. They went to Washington last week. They won a big game. It was crazy at the end with the return kicks for touchdowns. But Cooper Rush played well. And it's really interesting to me because there's the Cowboys at, what are they, 4-8? What are they? It's awful, right? But CeeDee Lamb leads the league in receptions. I don't care if it's Dak or Cooper or Trey Lance or Roger Staubach, for crying out loud. The offense is going through CeeDee Lamb. Like, he's got 77 catches. He's got 18 catches the last 2 weeks with Cooper Rush. And look, Cooper's a good player. He's a good player. Like, he knows how to read a defense. He knows how to he throws accurately. He gets the ball out quickly. He's good. He's a good player. The Giants are going to have their hands full. But it's interesting because last week, CD is just, okay, stop routes to CD. CD in the backfield. Let's flip it to him on toss crack. Let's run CD off play action, bring an extra offense lineman in for added protection, and let's run CD on the crosser. Everybody on Washington's defense knew the ball was going to CeeDee Lamb. In fact, when you freeze it on this crossing route for, I think, 11 yards, there's a 5-man zone around CeeDee Lamb. 5 guys squeezing CeeDee Lamb. And Cooper throws a perfect throw. And CeeDee does what he does. He comes back to the ball. 5 guys collapsing on him. He catches it. And then you look at the touchdown that gave them a 2-touchdown lead in the game to Schoonmaker, the tight end. Like, you see CD on the left side of the formation. He's the ex-receiver. He's got a corner there. Just before the snap, the free safety in the middle of the field runs over to cloud CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to let him beat him. It's a 3rd down play. It's 3rd and 8. And Cooper Rush, to his credit, sees that the free safety in the middle of the field lead to cloud CD. And you make the throw to Schoonmaker on the seam for a touchdown. It's just sometimes it's that easy. And so it's just something to look for tomorrow. I believe CD tomorrow will get 15 targets against the Giants. They'll probably put Deonte Banks on him. He can't hold up. Deonte Banks, they try to travel with him with number 1 wide receivers. He's just not a very good player. I don't think he's a confident player. And I think CD knows if he sees number 3, that's the number of Deonte Banks, he'll probably travel with him. And really what the Giants should do is exactly what the Cowboys are doing. Their best players are Malik Neighbors. And he popped off at the end of the game. I don't blame him. He wasn't happy with how they played against Tampa. The Giants had 18 plays in the first half. Not one play went to Malik Neighbors. Not one. So they're down, what are they down? 23-0 at the half. So they come out of the tunnel at halftime and they go, okay, let's get the ball to Malik Neighbors. Well, voila. And sure enough, the first 3 plays of the 3rd quarter all go to Malik Neighbors. 3 completions. But they should be doing what they're doing to CD Lamb. Like, they should do the same thing. Malik Neighbors, I don't know where he ranks in receptions right now. He's top 5 in the league. But, like, put him in the backfield. Put him in the slot. Put him out wide. If they want to put a zone coverage, cloud him, throw it to Theo Johnson. Throw it to Wandale. Wandale leads the league in, third down receptions. Like, he's their slot guy. Like, it shouldn't be this hard for Tommy DeVito. It just shouldn't be that hard. The problem is, for the Giants tomorrow, is they're going to line up Evan Neal at right tackle. And there's going to be Micah Parsons out there. And Micah ate well against the Washington Commanders last week. Like, I think Micah's going to get 2 sacks. Like, the Giants just don't know how to protect against Micah Parsons. Like, he's going to have a big day. The whole country's watching. He missed 4 games with the injury. Like, he's got 5 sacks. He's had double digits every year. Tomorrow, like, I think Micah Parsons gets 2.5, 3 sacks tomorrow. Like, Evan Neal can't stay with him. And you can go and you can chip him and double team him. Mike has seen everything you can see. Like, he's going to go. He's like squeezing Jell-O. Whatever you do to Micah Parsons, however you squeeze him, he's going to find a way to come out. Like, that's the Giants' issue tomorrow, is how to protect Tommy DeVito long enough to find Malik Neighbors. Let's go to the last game of Thanksgiving in Green Bay, because I was watching Tua. Tua's playing great football, and the Dolphins are playing very good football. And he's won 3 in a row. The Dolphins won 3 in a row. But they've now designed an offense where literally, it used to be, okay, the quick game was a 3-step drop, get the ball out. As an offensive lineman, okay, quick set. Okay, we can, like, quick set as a pass protector. We can get on our man quickly. You don't even need to do anything. Right now, they have designed, Mike McDaniel and Tua has designed an offense where literally he doesn't even have to step to throw. He's literally, it's like Derek Jeter turning a double play. The ball's getting out that quickly. You watch the opening, the first drive for a touchdown. He literally could have played the game in a pair of Havaiana flip-flops, a visor, sunshade, sunglasses and baggy shorts, and pretending he was on a beach in Hawaii. The ball was coming out that fast. He didn't get touched. He barely got touched the entire game. Even when they blitzed him last week, even when the Patriots blitzed him, he got the ball out so fast. And he gets something to watch now. That's one thing to look for in tomorrow's game, is how quickly Tua gets rid of the ball. Watch his footwork. Watch the drops that he's taken. Like, this balls, they've now just, and I think a large part, to the Dolphins' credit, to Mike McDaniel's credit, they know they can't make it to the postseason if Tua's not in the lineup. And Tua can't have a career if he suffers any more concussions or if he gets injured. So they now designed this offense where literally it's the quickest of the quick games in this league. And Tua's excellent at it. First of all, he's accurate as can be. And second of all, even if he has to get to a second read, he knows exactly how to reset his feet and get the ball out. It is lightning fast. So that's an issue for the Packers. And then the other thing is the Dolphins defense. When you look at Zach Sealer, Calais Campbell, Benito Jones, Chop Robinson, who's really coming on, like, their defense is playing great. And so last week, Jordan Love had his first start this year where he didn't throw an interception. But he could have. The 49ers dropped 2. And one was intercepted in the end zone, and it came back because of an offsides penalty by the 49ers. But, if you're Jalen Ramsey, all right, if you're some of these defensive backs, Kader Kohu, if you're like you're going to get a chance. Jordan's going to give you a chance to catch 2. He just is. And so if the Dolphins get 1 interception, maybe 2, it might be enough. Because I believe the Dolphins are going to win this game. I know it's home field. The weather is going to probably be frigid. It's going to be frozen tundra, all that stuff up there. I believe the Dolphins can go up and win this game tomorrow. I'd be a little surprised if this doesn't come down to final possession. I think it's going to be a really good game. And the Dolphins know, look, if they win, they're 6-6 in a 4-game win streak. there's not a team they can't beat on the schedule, down the stretch. But it's their season. I think if they get to 5-7, they're going to be in too deep of a hole in the AFC with Denver, with the Chargers, with some other teams. So I believe that the Dolphins are on a plane right now going to Green Bay, and I believe they feel like this is their season tomorrow. And I'm sure that's what Mike McDaniel and all the players, all the veteran guys, Jalen, Calais, Tua, Tyreek, they know tomorrow is their season. I think you're going to get the very best of them. And I'm not convinced yet about the Packers. I know Josh Jacobs having a great season, but he's not going to see a lot of running lanes against this Dolphins defense. So that's a look at the Thanksgiving Day slate of games and some of the things to look forward to. I look forward to coming back here on Friday after Thanksgiving to break them all down for you. But in the meantime, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy the action. I know I'm going to.